This is our beautiful giant Schnauzer, Reeson. He was born 2004, lived to 2013. He died early at only 9 years old. His great-granddad showed at Westminster, won Westminster several years in a row, and at that time, he was considered the best giant Schnauzer in the world. This dog is also a show dog. I've shown him a lot of ribbons, a lot of points towards championship. But unfortunately, he died early. At 9 years old, we had to put him to sleep because of an issue. We came home from the vet, very sad, talked about it for hours, went on the screen porch that night, his favorite area, sat down, talked about his death some more. We lit the candle, his favorite candle out there that he used to check out all the time. We lit that and talked about our life with him. My wife then put the candle out with her finger, put the wick out. The wick was mashed down into the candle. The match that lit the wick was dropped into the candle, into the wax. We came back inside, went upstairs preparing to go to bed. About an hour later, we noticed that the light was on in the screen porch. So we went down to turn the light off on the screen porch. The light was off on the screen porch. The candle was lit. We looked at each other, could not believe that. The candle is lit. The actual match itself that had fallen down in the wax was lit, not the wick. The wick had been pressed down into the candle. The match was lit. The match only burns for 12 seconds. This is over an hour later. The match was lit. We then realized God must have allowed this to happen, and from heaven, God lit the candle to tell us that our dog is okay in heaven, that he is with him, and he'll be waiting for us when we pass. And we still just couldn't believe it. Impossible to believe. That's just the beginning of the miracle. I have a law enforcement background of 30 years. I've worked with attack dogs as an Army Ranger. I've owned many show dogs and have shown dogs my entire life. So I'm fully familiar with dogs and what they're capable of. Over the next 4 months, this dog came back to visit Earth, us, me in particular, not my wife but me, came back not 1, 2, 3 occasions, not even 4, 5, 6 occasions, but 7, 8, 9 different occasions. This dog came back to visit me, barking from heaven, telepathically, barking and telling me he was okay on 9 different occasions in heaven. Once you read enough books about heaven, you realize there's telepathic thought in heaven. You no longer move your mouth. You can speak telepathically in heaven. But this dog is barking from heaven to earth to me on 9 different occasions. The first 3 barks were happy barks, come play with me. The next 3 barks were sad barks, and the last 3 were crying barks. He was crying that we could not be together. Just, it's unbelievable. God had a hand in this, and we understand that. And from there, we had to accept what had happened. And we do believe in God. We do believe the dogs live in heaven. God has a place for them in heaven. But 9 different occasions he came back to let me know he was okay. The other dog that we just got was in the house at the same time this was happening. But this dog came back directly to my brain, telepathic barking, directly to my brain from heaven, which is pretty unbelievable. And that's our beautiful story of our beautiful John Schnauzer. And we're sad that he couldn't have lived longer. We do have another John Schnauzer, and he's living longer than this dog. This dog was a beautiful dog. He was a beautiful show dog. He came from a very famous kennel, and we miss him a lot. But we now know that we'll see him in heaven, and that's a wonderful thing. We'll see our dog again, and other dogs that we own, we will all see them in heaven. Here's this candle, by the way. Here's the candle. This is the candle that was lit, the miracle candle. That is a match stem in the candle that was lit, that was burning. That's a match stem sticking up that only burns for 12 seconds, yet it was burning an hour later. The wick was pressed down into the candle. That's the miracle candle involved. And we'll see our dog in heaven again. We look forward to it. And we have another beautiful John Schnauzer in the home, and we love these John Schnauzers to death. That's our miracle story.